Happy Monday, my dear friends of good design. Welcome everybody to the Daily Creative Challenges. I'm your host, Julia Masalska. So excited to be back with the Daily Creative Challenges in Illustrator, and welcome everybody in the chat. I see a bunch of lovely people. We have Katarina, Susan, Wade, Jack, Viola. So cool to see you all. We have Gareth also joining us, Richard. Come and say hi. Let me know where you all are tuning in from. Let's start a conversation. Don't be shy. Okay, cool. So if you're joining us on YouTube, head over to be.net/Adobe Live. This is where you can ask questions in the chat. And yeah, how are you all doing? Viola, yeah, I say your name perfectly. Great. Cool. So friends, a new series of Daily Creative Challenges is starting today. And I'm super excited to have a challenge series on logo design. Yay! Who's excited for some logo design? So I think logo design is such an important part of the branding process, and I know you all are very into branding and into designing beautiful identities. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited, and I hope you all are too. All right. Mic volume is low. Let's put this one up. I hope you all can hear me better now. Let's see. All right, friends. So let's jump right into this. And we're going to be talking about logos at first. But before that, we're going to share our Discord channel. And it's this one, bit.ly/AI Discord. This is where you can join us, join our community and hang out with us. And we have lots of amazing stuff going there. So if you go to bit.ly/AI Discord, you will be able to join our Discord channel where we have all of these amazing pages where you can submit your challenges, you can submit your portfolio for some reviews, inspiration you can share or consume or whatever you prefer. And here at the challenge hashtag right here is where we share the challenge submissions. So whenever you have designed your challenge, feel free to export it from Adobe Illustrator and share it right here. And here we have some beautiful challenge submissions from last week's challenges with Andrew Hockrattle. So cool, guys. By the way, feel free to use the hashtag AI Daily Challenge whenever you post your work online, be it on Behance, be it on Instagram, wherever you go, you can use the challenge hashtag AI Daily Challenge. Here's also a really cool submission by Kairov. This is really cool. I love how he's working with, or he or she is working with these beautiful letters and then kind of arranging the text around and creating this really fun layout. And then you have the creative challenge right here every single day, and you can see what we're going to be working on. So these are the last week's challenges, and here you will see every single day a new challenge coming out. Also, another thing that I wanted to share with you is the behance.net/challenge/illustrator page. This is where you can see all the challenges coming out. They're unlocking every single day for 9 days up until October 1st. So we're gonna stick around for a while together, and then you can click take the challenge to get notifications via email. You can also join the community chat, which is also the link to our Discord, and then just all the info that you need to know about this series of daily creative challenges. All right, friends. Another thing that we might be using is Adobe Stock, so feel free to go into the free section here and check out the free resources that we have. We have some amazing stock assets, we have photos, we have vectors. I think those are really fun, logos, icons, and shapes. So feel free to experiment a little bit today if you feel like it, and feel free to download some of these. As I said, these are all free, so we are in the free section, and then here, for example, you can type in logo. And here you'll get amazing presets that you can access for free, and you can license them. So a lot of cool stuff to experiment with for the beginning. In the next challenges, we're going to be taking a really deep dive into logo design. We're going to be creating different types of logos, different ways of using the logo, and so on. So we are going to do a deep dive into logo design. But first, let's talk about what is actually a logo. As some of you know, a logo is just a part of a bigger picture. And the bigger picture is a brand identity, right? So it's an identity of any type of company or business, and it has different aspects to it, right? So it has the visual aspect where we're looking at colors, fonts, logos, and so on, photography. Then we have the brand itself. So what's the image of the brand? How is the marketing perceived? How are people actually seeing the brand, right? So it's one thing that we output, which is the brand identity that we try to create, but the other is the brand that already exists, right? So with a brand identity or a rebrand, we're trying to achieve specific results. We're trying to achieve some feedback from our specific target audience, right? So a logo is just a small part of a brand identity. A brand identity is so much more, but a logo is a very, very crucial part because it's basically the image of the logo of the brand. It's something that everybody sees very often, and it's something that can make a brand recognizable. Cool. Fergie's here. Hi, good to see you. Excited to try this for a change as a change from UX. Yay! So good to see you. Cool. Laura is saying, I find creating logos very difficult and scary. And it is a long process. Creating a logo is a process, and it involves a lot of thought. And that thought can take place in the research phase or the strategy phase. We're trying to understand who is the audience. How can you attract the specific audience that the brand wants to attract, right? So keep that in mind when designing a logo for a business. Don't just design a graphic. Dive deeper. Try to understand what goes into that business. Who is the audience? Who are you designing for? And all of these things. Just keep that in mind. All right, so we're going to take a look at some of the different variations of logos today. And so I want to kind of have you have a little bit more of an understanding what we're going to be working with and what's already exists on the market, so that we can get a better understanding for the terminology about when we're talking, for example, about a lettermark. What is a lettermark? Look at this. A lettermark is a mark that's created with letters, right? So for example, if we look at IBM here, or H&M, Chanel is using the C as their letter mark, Louis Vuitton, ESPN, all of these logos are very letter focused, right? So let's take a closer look. P&G. And so here, it's not only the letter mark, the logo itself, but it's also the color that it's been used in. If we look, for example, at Louis Vuitton, they're using this very luxurious looking color, right? That reminds of gold. If we look at IBM, we're looking at technology, right? We're looking at a tech company. We're seeing a blue color, same as HP, right? CNN, red, very alarming color, news, and that has a very tight correlationship. So here we see the lettermark kind of coming together with a color and creating this brand identity, right? Identity through the logo. Cool. Then we have the lettermark and we have Wordmarks. So we're basically going through the different types of logo, right? So we have the Wordmark, we have Crate & Barrel, L'Oreal. All of these are words, right? So whereas here we have letters or abbreviations, here we have a full word, full name of the brand. So for example, here we have P&G, which is actually Procter & Gamble. Now, if they had it written out, it would have been a word mark, not a letter mark. All right, so this is a word mark. We have here Google, for example, eBay. All of these are word marks. And we see there is interesting play in here. I don't know if you knew, but for example, if we look at the FedEx logo, we have a little arrow in here that's supposed to symbolize speed and movement, dynamic, right? We also have two different colors separating the Fed and the X, right? Then take a look at eBay, all of the different colors. Look at Mobile, symbolizing the tire in the O. So all of these logos have a specific meaning. and that meaning has been translated into the form. Then we also have brands that look a little bit more fashionable or minimalistic, and brands that look a little bit more playful and fun. You know, when we're using a lot of color, for example, Google has also this dynamic going on inside the E, and it has the color dynamic going on. It gives a specific feel to it, right? Cool. All right, and if we look at progressive, for example, here we have a little slant going, right? Slant also stands for progress, right? So here the identity was being translated into the logo, into the word mark in this case. So we've got lettermark, abbreviated letters or letter combinations. We have word mark that consists of a full word. Then we have emblem logos. So if we look, for example, at the Starbucks logo, we have an emblem, and it's also kind of like a mascot. So there are also mascot logos that we're going to take a look at, but this is also an emblem. An emblem basically is kind of like a stampy feeling logo. So it's usually arranged in a pretty round shape. So if we look at all of these logo examples here, they're all kind of arranged in a stamp or something like that looks like a medal or a shield. So if you look at the Death Valley Motor Club, for example, looks like a shield. Warner Brothers also looks like a shield. NFL, it all kind of has this shield feel to it, same as Harley Davidson motorcycles. Also has this kind of like a shield feel, and it brings a lot of power, a lot of kind of strength to the logo, right? It makes it look very legit, let's say. I don't have a better word for it, but it makes it look very powerful and very strong. So you can play with shapes like that to make the logo stand out more and bring it power if it works. Because if we think, for example, of motorcycles or a motor club, it's very how do you say, like very strong, right? You feel something very strong, a machine that's really strong and fast, right? And plus these brands have been existing for a while. So if we think back then, long ago, logos were also maybe kind of like a sign or maybe a shield that had something written on it. So it has a specific feel to it when you use the shape of a shield. It also stands for protection, I would say. So yeah, and you can see the emblem logos are in different shapes. So we have something like a shield, we have circles, we have a combination of both. So here, for example, Coffee Cafe, we have a circle, and then we have a little kind of like a flag kind of waving around it, showing the brand name. And that's something we can see quite often. So for example, if we look at Custom Memphis or Harley Davidson, we have something that looks like a shield and then something like a flag kind of covering it. Same here with Death Valley Motorcycle Club, Authentic Motorcycle Club. Same thing. We have a circle and then we have some kind of like a flag kind of surrounding it. So if we take a look at that, we can find a pattern, right? We can find this pattern of emblem logos. They all have specific things in common. All right, next one up, we have the mascot logos. Those are usually really fun and really playful. So if we look, for example, at McDonald's and Ronald McDonald, who is a mascot for the brand, right? So those logos are being used to represent a specific character, a specific personality through a mascot. You know that some sports teams also have their own mascots to represent a specific animal maybe, or something that has a lot of character that kind of brands the brand and creates this identity, right? So if we look, for example, look at Chiquita and this lady carrying fruits in the bowl above her head, it's a very strong symbol. Fruit Loops, we think of this very yeah, exotic animal, and Fruit Loops being an exotic, kind of like an exotic fruit maybe. So we associate that because we see this exotic bird right next to it, right? Otherwise, what else could this be? It could be tires, it could be anything. But once we see the bird next to it, we associate it with flavors, we associate it with fruitiness, right? With exotic fruits. Cool. And Ronald McDonald, of course, is a very fun creature that represents McDonald's and is also part of a lot of the restaurants. Sometimes you can see a statue of Ronald McDonald really just standing in front of the McDonald's. And yeah, it's a clown. So it's supposed to be fun and enjoyable. It's supposed to be inviting for kids and the younger audience. So it always depends on the audience that you want to invite. All right, cool. So let's see what we've got here in the chat going. We have Leslie joining us, Annika here, Susan. Awesome. Welcome, everybody. Cool. All right. IKEA stands for Ingvar Kamprad. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Yeah, that's good to know. I didn't know that neither. I would like to know what that means. Ingvar Kamprad, Elm Tarid, and Agunarid. Not sure. I would love to know the translation. All right, cool. So next one up, we have covered the Wordmark, the Emblem logo, Mascot logo, and also the lettermark up here. Let's take a look at combination logos, because honestly, you don't have to stick to any of these rules. And these categories only exist because these logos and these identities already exist. But you can also create a combination. For example, here, if we look at combination logos, they have a specific icon that represents the brand. And they also have a name, right? A word mark. So here we have an icon and a word mark combined together. So for example, if we look at Rolex, it is a word mark, but it also has a specific graphic in combination with it, a specific symbol, right? Lacoste, we have the crocodile, which, by the way, they had an amazing campaign where they replaced the crocodile with different animals who are going distinct. So animals that are being, that are not existing as much anymore, to kind of support that protection of those animals. Great campaign. Also, if we look at Airbnb and we look at this, it's almost like a letter mark, right? But in combination with the word mark, it kind of, it looks less as a letter by itself and more as a symbol, right? Then we have the Pizza Hut. Okay, so those are the different types of logos, and we had combination, Mascot logo, Emblem logo, word mark, letter mark. There's also the pictorial mark, which is just a specific symbol. So for example, a pictorial mark would be like, let's say if we take Airbnb and we only use the A, or if we take Rolex and we only use the crown, so that would be a pictorial mark. All right, so friends, I see a lot of you all joining. Say hi in the chat. Richard is saying Ronald McDonald House provides free room and board for families and juvenile patients with cancer and other illnesses. Yes, and this is how brand identity works. It's not only the visual part of it, right? It's also the way you kind of capture the attention of the media, right? So you're saying there is a campaign going on where Ronald McDonald House provides free room and board for families and juvenile patients with cancer and other illnesses. It's just saying that this brand is doing other things than just the visual aspect, right? A brand is something that exists kind of almost as a person, right? All right, and it's associated with this product. Cool. Richard is here joining. Hi, good to see you. Tiny Hut and A. Leslie, yes, absolutely. Cool. Tunch is saying, can't categorize the first logo of Apple. I would say it's a pictorial mark because it's an image without any letter mark, but it's also been used in combination with the Apple Wordmark. And as you can see, this is a great example of how there could be different variations. For example, we have PNG. PNG is the short form of Procter & Gamble. I've seen logos where I've seen the Procter & Gamble logo where it's actually a word mark. So every brand has multiple variations of how to use their logo, right? Sometimes they have a letter mark and the word mark and a pictorial mark, maybe. So same thing also with Chanel. Chanel does not only have a letter mark, they also have a word mark where Chanel is written out. All right, cool. So hopefully this is interesting for you all to see. All right, part of the ship. Share this AI file. So I have not shared this AI file yet, but we might be able to make it accessible for you guys tomorrow if you come back. All right, so what's next? What's next? What are we doing next? And we are going to take a look real quick at Behance, and I want to share with you why you should participate in daily creative challenges and why it's beneficial for you. First of all, I have realized, and I am a self-taught designer, and I have realized that practicing something every single day really helps keeping up the skill in growing your skill set, right? So I have learned that on the hard way myself, right? So that's why I recommend you all who are starting out, learn step by step, learn every single day a new tool. And why I'm saying this is because the starting point of every designer is their portfolio, right? And if we take a look, for example, here at the AI Daily Challenge hashtag, we'll be able to see how, let's see. Oh no, my mouse doesn't want to do what I want to do. Okay, AI Daily Challenge. There we go. So here we'll be able to see how other designers, just like yourself, for example, got featured in Illustrator. We have a poster design series that we did, a challenge series. This person got featured. This one is by Marvin Laguerre, and this person has been featured. And once you get featured, you get a lot of eyes on your work. So this is a really good starting point, not only to learn a skill, but also to have work that you can add to your portfolio. So let's take a look, for example, at this challenge series, poster design. And as you can see here, there are different techniques that have been applied to different posters, but they all have a really good way of kind of looking cohesive together. And this is what we want to do with this challenge as well. So we are going to have a series of logo challenges where you will learn different techniques of how to create logos and different types of logos, and different techniques that can enrich maybe your tool set. Sometimes we get stuck designing only in one way. I remember when I was starting out, I was only using mostly one font because I thought it was the coolest font ever, and I would not explore more. But with this series of challenges, I want you all to explore. I really want you all to find new techniques to design logos and to step out of your regular typical routine of designing logos and try something new. And that can actually help you to be able to design more creatively and apply more tools to your work. And if you have those tools, why not use them, right? So this is a beautiful challenge series, and we have a lot of different AI Creative Challenge projects in here that you can take a look at. AI Daily Challenge is the hashtag that you can feel free to check out. And here we have another one, really beautiful, Far Out by Emma English. So here are also the different challenges of the different planets, really beautiful and also very nicely put together. So If you want, you can create yourself, for today, you can create yourself a banner in Adobe Illustrator. And starting tomorrow, we're going to be doing the first challenge. So tomorrow you can open the page that I was showing earlier, behance.net/challenge/illustrator. This is where we are going to be, where you're going to be able to see the challenges that are coming out. behance.net/challenge/illustrator. There we go. So tomorrow you will see the first challenge unlock, and we will have the stream every single day at the same time. So feel free to join me here. Watch how I complete the challenge and how I tell you more about the specific logo designs. And then you can submit your challenge in our Discord channel, Discord group that we have right here, bit.ly/AI Discord. If you haven't joined it yet, join us today, and so that you can stay tuned over the series of challenges. Now, I'm super excited to be starting out with challenge number 1 tomorrow. I hope you all are too. Awesome, friends. So I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Set yourself a reminder. Go to behance.net/challenge/illustrator and sign up for the reminders of the daily creative challenges. And I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in, and stay tuned for the program. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.